Well, when your rear view mirror doesn't go anywhere, you just have one of those. Oh, well, look at that. Look at that deep old long low tune port. That's kind of a problem. How do we fix that? We got that mirror and that mirror, but we can't see what's right behind us. Huh. Well, in that situation, I need something like this. Let's check it out. I've already done an unboxing video and a review on the basics, but it's time to take it to another level, because now I'm going to show you guys a couple of ways you can use this to solve problems. So in this box you got this thing right here, right? You got this thing here, we're going to need this. I also got this thing right here, we're going to definitely need that. That's the magic, that's what makes the magic happen. And we're not going to need this at this time, but depending on what level of hookup you want to do, we are going to need a couple of these guys. And there's different ones, you got some different sizes, and each size has its own little multiple loops that you can use. So you can get creative with that, but let's see how this all goes together. Then I'll explain the changes you can do to really make use of it, because there's more than what's here. This is what comes in the box, of course, but this isn't everything. Now the first problem to sort out is, where do I put the camera? Well, for most people out there, most of the normal human beings, you can take this camera and mount it on your license plate, on one of these screws. Just screw it in here, have it mounted here, or you could, if you really wanted to, you could like screw it to the body or something, or you could put it up here, but I highly recommend you don't do that, because this windshield wiper will hit this. It'll tear your camera off and destroy the windshield wiper. Ask me how I know that. The spot for this one is either going to be inside this window or inside this light housing. So, as you guys can see plainly, I have very dark glass. It is tinted pretty heavily. Would it still work? Probably. So what I could do is simply screw this sucker down right here in the middle and let it look through the glass. Get the little screws tight, screw it down, get them little screws tight so it stays put, and it should look through the glass and see what's going on back behind us. Now the next question is, how do I get this wire to the front? Well, if you're a normal human being, which I am not, you do not have this back here. So you'd use a little panel tool. She's laying over there, or in my pocket, one of the two. Yeah, it's in my pocket. Use a little panel tool. You can come in here and pry this up, slip your wire in here. If you're coming in through the license plate, you come in and run your wire around, take this boot off, right, to run the wire through that boot. However you want to do it, get it inside here. Use your little panel tool to slip that wire in there and let it run alongside the headliner to the front of the vehicle, and then drop it down where the little device is going to go. But as you can see, we don't have that option. So how do we sort that out? Well, there's a couple of ways. One, there's a wireless camera that you can order for this. Yeah, it's a little extra, but if you got a wall, it might be what you want to do. And the thing sets up, will have a wireless backup camera or a wireless rear view camera, and that's a jam. The other option is going down under, or piercing the wall somewhere and slipping your wire through there. But either way it goes, it's got to get from back here to up there. And I got a couple of ideas of how I can do it fairly without too much trouble. So that's how I'm going to do it. How you do it's going to depend on how your vehicle's set up and whether you left anything in place to allow you to later, after this is done, to be able to sneak a wire through there to get to the front, like a piece of pipe or tubing or something like that that you can slide wires through. I have a couple of spots down below that I can dig through some expandifoam and get something back here. But that's the next step. Get your camera mounted and get the wire run up there to where the rearview mirror is. You guys been watching my channel for a while. You'll know that one of my go-to problem solvers is this little, like 3 or 4 foot long piece of 1/4 inch PEX pipe. So tough, so pokey, so good for pulling wires. It's very useful. You should have one. Oh, I can hear you already. I use a big giant wire tie, zip strip. That's what I do. Well, to that, I would say observe. You ever had the wire get hung up on you as you were trying to slide it through the hole? Because it's kind of hanging off on the side? Yeah, we don't run into that problem with this piece of PEX pipe. You slide the wire in the end of it and give it a good tape and then pull it right on through. And you don't have to worry about it pulling out or getting caught on the sides. Now I got to figure out where I want to come out with this wire. I think over here is where I want to go. So I want to route it the proper direction, under the right wires and over the right things to get to where I want it to be. And now I have a hole under here that allows me to pop out under here. And I can slip that sucker under there. I should be able to make it bend back this way. It's pretty stiff, but it does flex. So that puts my wire where I want it to go. And now we're pulling. I'll go around here and make sure I got slack. All right. We'll just pull this sucker up. Make sure our wire's not getting hung up anywhere. Now on my Tahoe, there happens to be a location for a button right here that's not here. I can run my wire out here, mount my camera right there. I have a problem with mounting it here because I have someone that likes to come by and grab the camera and give it a twist. They think they're being cute. This one will be more stealthy, less likely to be noticed. And so all I need to do is pull these panels loose in here and we can get in there and finish that wiring job. All right, got the panel back together, and I had the camera mounted right there. So now we have a lot of work we're going to be doing in here, but that's not relevant to this particular video. All right, so I have it mounted up here just for demonstration purposes, and this is the mirror that comes in the Tahoe, and it's just mounted there on it. Well, let's see, you can take and adjust the camera's view by just moving the screen up and down like this, and if you grab the side and swipe over, you can get both cameras. Swipe again, you can get that rear camera. So now you've got your rear view mirror right there, and you know that big old sub wall's back there, so we can still see. The cool thing is, even if your mirror gets off tilter and you know starts falling down, the image that you see stays in the same place, so you can still use it even if your mirror is hanging down about as far as it'll go, which is there. You can still see what's behind you in that mirror. So even just doing it this way will give you your functionality of your mirror back. Even if you still have it, this gives you a much better mirror, because again, it doesn't have to be pointed in the right direction to be useful. This has to be sort of facing you, and then you get your view. But these wires are not properly ran yet. I just got them kind of pulled up here so that I can give you guys this demonstration.